All right, guys, today we're going to take a look at some bump keys. Pretty obvious, but I got to tell you, I have been struggling with this. And the reason I've been struggling is because there are just so many companies out there online that are ready to rip us off on bump keys. I just don't get it. They're so willing to take our money, but they never send anything. And anyway, it took me a while to find a reliable dealer that gave us some high quality keys. And that's what you're looking at here. May as well get it out of the way up front. This is a 30-piece kit from Brockhage. Brockhage, as you probably know, is one of the biggest locksmith suppliers online selling bump keys. They only sell 2 kits. They don't sell individual keys. So I think selling bump keys is like the fingernail, the tiniest fraction of their business. The 2 kits they sell are identical. This one is the brass, so it's BKS-3.0 for 30 and then -BR for brass. They also sell an identical kit, but the last letter I think is NK for nickel. So they're nickel-plated keys. What I noticed right away, I ordered the brass one, obviously. They're not all brass. I do have some nickel-plated. Maybe they were short on brass keys, and I ended up getting them. And I certainly appreciate it, but it didn't cost me anything extra. I got 31 keys, despite them advertising as 30, and I got them for $99. Took 4 days to get delivered from Brockhage. I've been ordering from them for years, and that's pretty standard for their delivery. The nickel-plated kit sells for $119, so $20 more, and I'm a cheapskate, and I really couldn't justify 20% more in the price just to make sure I got shiny keys. The nickel plated, it gets, when they code cut these, if I can get this to focus, it cuts off the nickel plated anyway on the working surfaces, so in my view it's purely aesthetic. It wasn't worth it, so I got the $99 version. All right, what do we get here? As I said, they only sell 2 kits. They're both identical, and it's of the most common keys found in the United States. It's one set of keys. They don't sell any add-on kits or accessory packs. They sell one set of keys with 30. It's got pretty much everything. People are going to ask, so I may as well go over it. You get a couple of arrows. You get a Corbin key. You get Dexter. You get some Nationals. You get both quick sets. You get the KW1, which is probably the most common key. And you get the one for the Titan, more national. You get 4 different, these are not all the same, by the way. These are 4 different profiles for sergeants. On the Schlags, you get the 3 profiles for 5-pinners, and you get all 3 profiles for the 6-pin locks. Also in the Schlag, and I got it separate here, you get both of the profiles, and there may be more than just 2. There probably are for the Everest locks. You get the 145 and the 123, which are the most common ones that I run into. You get a Russwin, you get Seagal, you get Westlock, you get Weiser, and you get both of the most common Yales, the Y1 and the Y2. Those are door locks, both residential and commercial. They also have 2 keys here for padlocks. And again, these are for the most common padlock that we run into here in North America, the Master Lock. And there's the 4-pin Master Lock, the M1, and then you get the M10, which is exactly the same profile, but for 5-pinner. Unlike some of the other online sellers of bump keys, they actually threw in a couple of rings. Now, you think about it for a minute, locks are pretty much geographical. You might find in one area there might be all sergeants, and you're never going to find a Seagal, for example. So in your area, what I would do is take the most common keys, put them on the smaller ring that you can carry easily in your pocket, and then all the rest of the keys can go on the larger ring, keep it stashed in your bag. I think that's why they ended up giving you 2 of these. All right, very cool kit, $99. I am not disappointed at all. Let's take a closer look here. None of them have burrs or anything. Obviously, they're all code cut. They're not true code cut because the last pins is cut down to the same height as all the rest of them. If you get somebody who simply code cuts, that last tooth might be higher than all the rest of them, which would tell you that they really didn't cut it to code correctly. These are all cut correctly. The only thing I would change now, let's talk about this. When you bump, this is not a how to bump, but some of you may not be familiar. You slide it into the lock, you pull it out 1 click, and then you hit it with a hammer. You hit it with a handle of a screwdriver or something. When you hit that and it clicks in that 1 click, it bumps against all those pins, and kinetic energy is transferred from the key to the key pins to the drivers, which then ricochet up into the Bible against spring pressure. At that moment, you apply a little twist tension on the key, just like you're turning it, and you can get the lock open. Pretty neat. The thing that has always slowed me down is pull it in, or pull it out, hit it, doesn't work, pull it out, hit it, doesn't work, pull it out, blah, blah, blah. Very repetitive. So what I saw someone online do is and this is one of my keys, is I took it and machined off. Actually, I just used a file, no machining to it. Filed off the stop, off the top and off of the bottom. So here's my SC1, and then here is an unmodified SC1, and you can see I removed the shoulders both from the bottom and from the top. Well, the reason I did that, again, I saw somebody online use these little donuts. These are actually castration rings, and you get them on eBay. I slid that on there, and so when I slide this into the lock, it automatically gives me that one step out. So when I hit it, it automatically bounces itself back out, and I don't have to manually do it. So I can do what's called the machine gun approach to try to bump this lock open. Okay, disadvantage. Didn't realize it until recently. I always end up cutting these donuts. You hit them enough times, and that key will cut your donut. I just got one of these from Safe Haven, one of their bump keys, and oddly, their bump key included a metal washer, and I looked at that and thought, what the heck? Metal washer, then they put the donut on there. And that way the donut does exactly what it's supposed to do, but it's not exposed to the sharp edge of the key. Anyway, just thought I'd point that out. If I were going to make any modifications to these, that's the mod that I would make, is to get a file and take about 2 minutes and remove the shoulder of the keys that I used most often. All right, guys, this is it. The $99 BKS 3.0 BR kit, $99 from Brockhage. I'm going to be giving this away. If you're interested, let me move all my stuff out of the way. This is what you're going to get. If I can get everything in the frame there, all you got to do, go to that website. In the middle of the page, huge purple button. Click the button, register, and hopefully you'll be the lucky winner next Saturday. I appreciate your time. Stay safe. Stay legal.